Live happy, live fun, live strong. Finding a motto that reflects Sean Copeland's personality really wasn't all that difficult. In fact, what the Copeland family is learning now is that living Copeland Strong now reaches far beyond their immediate family.
Freshman Andres Sosa is wasting no time at Texas.
We're going to win a national championship. All the tradition and greatness that's been here and all the numbers up there, you know, like I want to be number 8 up there. But you got to start somewhere.
Sosa didn't make a start in his first weekend on the 40 acres, but for him, it's his life that is really only just getting started.
I recently went to my first retreat, and it was meant to be. I went. I didn't really want to go. When I went, I experienced something amazing. I experienced my first encounter with my Lord and Savior, and it was truly a blessing to go, and it changed my life forever.
Sosa's faith and fate will guide him as the Texas baseball season begins. The Horns are excited for a new era, and carrying with them an unexpected source of inspiration from a father and son who bleed burnt orange.
After I left, I'm like, I kind of feel like we were on a recruiting trip.
1 year ago, Brody Copeland arrived at Disch-Falk Field ready to fulfill his destiny. Sure, he was only 10 years old, but Brody knew he'd one day play baseball at Texas.
Every time you see a kid come through that's never been to a place like that, it's special. You can see the kids' faces light up. Great kid, excited to be here. You could tell he's full of life.
UT Director of Baseball Operations Drew Bishop led the Copelands on a tour of the baseball facilities. Brody soaked it in. The pictures, the jerseys, the locker room.
You know, his big eyes when he walked around, I'm like, oh my gosh, and seeing the boys lifting weights and all the trophies, and gave him some motivation.
What motivated him even more? Meeting a hometown hero.
I just remember like it was yesterday, honestly. Brody seemed like a really awesome kid, very driven. It was a conversation I really remember. It was really fun to have with them, and he just reminded me a lot of myself.
Brody rarely stopped. Baseball, football, soccer, and tennis. Plus he modeled, and he even took to theater.
He loved to be on stage. His Michael role in Peter Pan was his favorite because in the flying scene, the dads were the flight crew. And so Sean got to carry Brody and let him fly.
In July, the Copelands took a family vacation to Europe to celebrate Kim's 40th birthday, Austin's 22nd, and for Dad Sean, the opportunity of a lifetime.
Sean had developed a bucket list. And one of his things on his bucket list was to run with bulls. And the night before running the bulls, I cried and I begged him not to do it. And the look on his face when he ran with the bulls and came back around the corner and looked up at us. We were on the balcony and he was just so proud.
Brody was too young to run, but not too young to participate.
Part of the tradition is for people pour water down onto everyone from the balconies because they're all covered in sangria. Brody would run to the bathtub and fill up this jug of water and pour it, and he would get people, he'd try to rile them up, and he wanted so many people, and they'd be chanting underneath him, and he'd pour water and laugh and run back.
After swinging through Barcelona, the Copelands went to Nice for a Bastille Day celebration.
It was an amazing trip. You know, the 5 of us don't get an opportunity to be together that much, just to go to Paris and have dinner in the Eiffel Tower, but never made it there. We were all kind of standing back behind where Brody was. He was at the candy stand, filling his bag with candy. We didn't see anything coming. Sean looked up and saw the truck, and so he screamed, watch out. Austin grabbed Megan, picked her up, and then grabbed me by the arm and threw me backwards. And then he went forward to try to grab Brody.
Sean and Brody Copeland were 2 of the 85 victims of the Bastille Day terrorist attack that night in Nice. Kim, Megan, and Austin survived and stayed overseas for another week before they could return home.
I was just in shock. My heart dropped. I started crying, to be honest, and I called my mom just in disbelief.
It's just tragic across the board, but to have a connection with the kid and the family, you know, it hits a little bit closer to home. Trying to make us positive about it and do what we can do to help support the family.
The support is what helped the Copelands through tragedy, and now it's how the Texas baseball team will continue to thrive.
I love watching baseball, so there's that part of it, but the fact that I'm not starting it, it's tough. After it happened, everybody was wanting to do something for us. I thought it was a perfect match for us to be able to do baseball and UT.
Together with the Longhorn Foundation, the Copelands created an endowment to honor Sean and Brody. The endowment will go to a baseball player that best represents what the Copelands symbolize.
I want it to be someone who has to work hard for what they have accomplished in life, somebody who will appreciate the story, who will honor that, and who will be a great student and also a great man in the community.
One of Kim's requests, whoever receives the endowment, wear number 8, Brody's number. Perfectly, that's where faith and fate intervene again.
I wore number 21 my freshman, sophomore year, and then number 8 my junior and senior year. I was 21 all my life. Number 8 was just like something that just came across my mind. And I changed my number not knowing the reason why, and now I know.
Andres Sosa is the recipient of the first Sean and Brody Copeland Memorial Endowment.
A lot of people call it a coincidence, but I say it's God. And I'm really big on my faith, and there's a reason why I'm here.
When Kim experienced tragic loss, she asked the same question Andres asked when he received new life.
This is really what's happening to us. Definitely in shock.
I was shocked. Is this really happening right now?
They never met, but in Brody and Sean Copeland's death, Andres Sosa's life was enriched 8 times over, you could say.
The goal for the endowment is $350,000, and they are currently at about 8% of that goal. I can't resist mentioning this story again. Sorry, Kim. One of the things she said she misses most about Sean is the way he chewed pretzels, loud with his mouth open. One more reminder from her, never take the ones you love for granted.